everybody, it's all Tokkuri Yashi desu. Today we're going to be having a look at Abyss Battle. This month it is the light element that is the element we want to use, the element that the bosses are going to be weak to. So let's jump in then and have a look at the mode this month. What teams are best to use against these bosses? Now, I'll quickly go over how this mode is. We are still getting some new players coming to the game. If you're a new player, let me know in the comments that you're a new player. Maybe if everybody knows what they're doing, we don't have to go over how this mode runs every single time. But basically, outpost quests here on the left, you should get boss tickets. They're a bit like Battle Stadium fights, not too difficult. Get the tickets, fight the bosses. The bosses give you points for the damage you do to them, and we get these rewards. It's very good for the Princess Knight enhancement leveling up. We're getting these orbs and shards here, and the masterpiece ones as well. Here we get some masterpiece ones too, so very, very handy. 25 billion again, all the way up to 70 billion for a few extra goodies. So I'm going to come back when we get to the very hard outpost quests, and we will see how these stages are this month. Right, so we are here in the very hard outpost quest. I did both the first two stages with this team. Let's see how it does. I am aware that I think I might be, for this one, holding back a little bit on healing. There's no Ameth in here, we've got no New Year's Zato. Hopefully they're not going to do too much damage to us. I mean, that's why we've got some healing with Yukari. We've got the barrier that the new pilot Aoi has. Hopefully this one will do pretty well. AoE on the... well, there's Croche 2 is a good physical AoE character that you can potentially use on here. The magical side of it, maybe you want to base a team somewhere around Dream Pack, Maho, and the Kururu. Those two will maybe be the core, and the Nenica, Preface Nenica 2 might be pretty good on the magical side, but there we go. Didn't seem too difficult, these outpost quests. Hopefully you don't have too much of a difficulty with them. Plenty of options to try with those. So now we've got the outpost quests done. I will use all my skip tickets, and then we will jump in to the bosses, and we will see which are the best teams to use against them. So let's jump into the bosses then, and the first boss that we have this month is Rai. So as always, we're going to have a little look at some of the best teams here. These have been supplied by Everdaru, a JP content creator, and as we all know, these very hard bosses have 300 million HP, so any team that can do more than 300 million damage on one run should be able to one-pan them. If we're trying to three-pan the very, or the extreme mode, then any team that can do more than 334 million should be able to three-pan that, and the top 4 of these teams look like they should be capable of that. Most of these teams have a little lyrical trio in them. Hopefully you have them. And the top teams also have this new pilot Aoi in. If you haven't got pilot Aoi, hopefully you can borrow and still build one of these teams. If not, you may have to try one of the ones lower down. Hopefully you will be able to build something. If not, use this as a bit of a template. Try and find something that can whittle these bosses down a little bit, because this mode does give pretty good rewards. So I'm going to go in with this top team here, and we're going to see how it does. Now, this team was supposed to do somewhere around about 452 million damage, so we should be okay here without any worries. Rai is in a bit of trouble. There's also note that there is this Liberator Muimi is also used quite a bit. Well, we've got the Nozomi in this team, Muimi as well. Hopefully then you can build some of these light teams. These newer players might be struggling a little bit having these characters in their boxes, but I don't think that these modes are getting that much more difficult than when they first released. So as we get stronger, they become a little bit easier for everybody. So keep on with the grind, and hopefully we should all be able to beat them all eventually. So there we go. This team here doing very well. We've got the moniker, the magical skill moniker being used with Aoi, so huge amounts of physical defense down being applied to Rai, shredding him to pieces there. Plenty of time left. Brilliant rewards there. Let's just have a quick look at the damage. Bit lyrical. obviously doing a huge amount of damage there, the biggest damage dealers on this team. Maybe they could be swapped for somebody else if you don't have them. Maybe the Shizu Reno. Maybe you try 6-star Vegeta, someone like that, potentially. Anyway, good luck to everybody with that. We've now unlocked the extreme mode, and I guess it's time for us to jump over then to boss number 2. So boss number 2 then, Titano Turtle. So let's have a look at some of the teams we have got suggested here. So huge damage from this top team here. Again, it looks like we're on the physical side of the light team. There are a couple of magical teams at the bottom there, but optimally we want to be taking out Titano Turtle with a physical team. 535 million damage. That means on the extreme mode, that should be a 2-pan for the extreme mode. So we can build that team, very worth having a go. As saying, sure, we've got the Pilot Aoi again. Previous Croche is in there, so again, a few characters that might be a little bit difficult for some people to have if they have newer accounts. Hopefully you can build a team for this, or that bottom team should be able to 3-pan Titano Turtle on the very hard mode. So let's jump in then, and we will go in with this top team here, which I can build. And we will see how long Titano Turtle can survive. Because like we said again, 535 million damage if we run the very simple timeline there. Even without it on this mode, we should be perfectly fine. If we're trying to optimize damage, maybe on the extreme mode, we will just run that little bit of timeline, having the Liberator and the Nozomi unset to start with, and then setting her at 101 when Hatsune Shiori Union Best. We have got a few teams. Vegeta is a little bit more useful in this, as it is an AoE multiple target boss. Again, a few Pilot Aois as we saw, but completely decimating Titano Turtle there. 34 seconds to go. Titano Turtle is down. This team can definitely do a lot of damage. As I was saying, I think they're not scaling up the difficulty of this mode. We are just getting a little bit stronger, and which hopefully will mean that more people are able to clear it and get all of these rewards. There we go, Titano Turtle completely destroyed. Time to move on then to the third boss for this month. Okay, time for our third boss for Abyss Battle this month, and it is the Wraith Lord. So let's jump over and have a look at some of the teams suggested for Wraith Lord. And we can see here, we are now on the magical side of the light element. And for me, this is where I'm starting to run into a bit of difficulty. There's a lot of newer characters here that I don't even have that are required for some of these teams. We've got the Xmas EO, we've got the New Year's Saren, we've got Dreampat Maru, although she is creepy little being a year old. Maybe you don't have her. I mean, even New Year's Hatsune there is a character that might be a little more difficult for people to have on their accounts. Damage wise, we're not looking too bad for the top teams here. There are a few options. One team here with Nebby in as well. I did run it and it did work. It does say 298 million in there, but for me it 1-pan this boss. But we're going to try this team tanked by Nenika, who has got the new, I say new, who has also got the magical girl Kasumi in it. That should be given a unique equipment too. For me, that's the first team that I should be able to build because of my lack of magical characters on there. So we're going to have to borrow a Dreampat Maru here. Thank you for that. We'll see how this one works. So I did have a little bit of difficulty with this team to start with. Nenika and Mahu died the first time Wraith Lord did its Union base, which is why I ran the Nebby team, because I thought I was going to have to run that one instead. But then I went and I upped the Nenika's unique equipment a little bit, even though it doesn't give any defense. And as you can see there, she managed to survive the first Union base. So if you're having a bit of difficulty with some of these teams, check your unique equipment. If you've got the DAs to put in to give them extra, maybe it will help. But it could be a little bit difficult for the Wraith Lord here on this magical side. So let me know how you're doing with magical side. Is the magical side a little bit more difficult than the physical side now on this light team? We have got a few teams with Lariel in there as well. Some of them have been tanked by the Princess Pecorine as well. Maybe that tanking role, like I thought, Denica hit pretty low. Could be a little bit close, a little bit scary, but we're coming up to 10 seconds to go. Can we get it down here with 10 seconds to go? 11 seconds to go. Hatsune with the final blow there. So this team did finally work for me. Just did a little bit more in their unique equipment there for that Nenica. And we have the Wraith Lord beaten. So there we go. That is the damage for this team. Again, it's nice to be able to use that magical Kasumi as well. So there we go. That is Abyss Battle for April of 2025. How time flies. And a few teams that are suggested to take it on. Good luck to anybody who is giving this mode a go. And I've just noticed we forgot to do this. I needed to get a bit more stamina, so we were missing one ticket, so we did have one extra ticket here. Anyway, like I always say, the very hard mode, the extreme mode even, no more difficult than the very hard mode. Just use your best team in there. It's just got more hit points, it doesn't do any more damage to you. So, good luck to everybody. Let me know how you're doing with this mode. I am Tokkuri Yashi. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you all again for another video. Bye 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 bye. Hey!